Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. It's time to talk about Success Club trips. I don't even know where to start. Okay, Beachbody Success Club trips are trips that those who are meeting sales goals can participate in. And there are very specific requirements. There are very specific things that you have to do in order to earn the trip. People will tell you that it is free. It is not free. It isn't free. And anyone that tells you that is lying. Let's talk about some of the costs. One, when you are eligible to sign up for it, you have to earn that, right? You'll get an invitation. And when you register, you have to pay a $300 non-refundable deposit. That's not free. And then you do have the ability. So Beachbody has Success Club points, and those are when you sell total solutions packs. And they have goals each month to either hit 5 or 10, which to hit 5, you basically have to help 3 people. And to hit 10, you have to have 5 people. See how ingrained the language is? I even said you have to help 3 people. You have to either recruit or sell 3 solutions packs, recruit or sell 5 solution packs to hit 6 or 5 or 10. They say 5, but you really have to hit 6 every month. And then they equate those to trip dollars that will then be able to pay for your accommodations. If you don't hit those goals, you have to pay for that. They keep a credit card on file, and anything you have, so it's $1,300 is the base room. You can earn $434 in the first qualification period, then $433, and then $433 to equal out to the $1,300, if that makes sense. And it's all based on how many Success Club points you have. So you have to be busting your butt if you don't want to be liable for the cost of the Success Club trip. You have to be working it for sales. And I remember for me, I was lucky in that I had a pretty good transformation. I always hit Success Club. It wasn't an issue for me. And there were months when I would hit Success Club 40. I mean, I was a machine. And until, your warm market's gone, and then good luck. So you have to keep that on file, and they're going to charge you if you don't hit those things. Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic, it's an expensive flight. And for my husband and I, it was about, I want to say about $2,000 for us to fly to the Dominican Republic. And, a lot of the time when you look at the people who are earning the trip, a lot of them haven't been in that long. They probably aren't at these higher ranks and making a lot of money. I personally know people who couldn't afford to go on the trip. They couldn't afford the flights, so they would borrow money in order to do that because they couldn't afford to go. But you had to go. You had to go. You had to show this lifestyle. You had to show how successful you were, even though in order to go, you had to borrow money from friends or family in order to make it. That's the reality. That is the reality. So you give off this like, oh my gosh, my company is so amazing. But in the background, you are stressed and frustrated, and you are trying to hit your goals. And then you realize that you can't even afford to fly there. And you can't cancel. Well, you can cancel it. And they have different, qualifications or whatever that they will give to you. But you're never going to get the $300 back. And, everything else is just going to basically be gone. Now, I will say it is nice that they take you to an all-inclusive resort, so you don't have to worry about food or alcohol. But there are so many things that you want to do while you're there that cost a lot of money. For me, my super high upline or whatever, who has been in the top 10 and is super successful, said that she was going to rent out this catamaran for our team to go on. However, you had to pay I want to say it was several $100s each if you wanted to go. And for us, I was like, well, I could pay money to go on this catamaran, but it's not going to be my vibe. It's not going to be my thing. I knew from having done other events with this leader that it was just going to be everyone getting drunk out of their minds. And I don't drink even. And so I was not comfortable going on that. I was not comfortable on spending hundreds of dollars for an event that my husband and I were not going to have fun at. So instead, the group that I really went with and that I hung out with, our husbands all went deep sea fishing together and had an amazing time. And then some of us went and we like swam with dolphins. We spent our money on those excursions. But my upline was so mad because she had rented this catamaran in the expectation that we would all want to do it. She was like, who wouldn't want to hang out with me? Me. I don't want to hang out with you. I don't really care for you at all. And the like attitude we got from her, the like scathing messages that she was out all of this money and we were so selfish and how could we not go on this? That was your call. It was your call to go ahead and rent this boat that without talking to us, because she just assumed that we would want to be with her. And that wasn't the case. Wasn't the case at all. All right, so let's kind of go through it. So we had the crappiest flights possible getting there. And it was cheaper for us to fly in a day earlier and stay overnight at a different resort than it was to fly in the day that everyone was flying in, if that makes sense. It was stupid. But that's what we did. We had to do an overnight. I think it was on our way there in like the Newark airport. It was so painful. It was awful. And then we got there, and I will say the 2 nights on the front end and on the back end that we stayed at this other resort were amazing. It was fantastic. It was quiet. It was peaceful. It wasn't a bunch of people walking around trying to get selfies. It was fantastic. So we flew in, and we flew with another couple, and got to Hard Rock. It becomes very apparent very quickly that the class system is in full effect. So they had different, you come in, and I will tell you this, Beachbody can throw a party. They can throw a party. It was no wonder they spend so much money on this trip. So you walk in and there's live entertainment. They greet you when you come off the bus. It was, they had appetizers, they had stations set up, food, they met you with drinks. But there were 2 distinct lines. There were the elite and premier lines, and then there were the poor peon line. Of course it was everyone else. They didn't call us peons, but it was the everyone else line. In the elite line, they got a bag with swag and all of these different things in it. We didn't get that. We didn't get those things. It was so obvious right at the beginning that we were not as special, meaning we didn't make as much money for the company. So when you see an elite or premier coach be like, I didn't earn this, it was my team. Well, I was on that team that got you that elite, and I didn't get any of the swag that you did. It's you, not the team. I didn't get those same privileges that you got when we were in Punta Cana. So we check in, and there is an agenda every single day while you're in Punta Cana. They have workouts scheduled with super trainers. I got to work out with Autumn Calabrese, and I got to work out with Chris Downing, and I'll put those pictures up over here. You can see my pictures. So you've got these super trainers there. While the few months leading up to it, they will do contests, and you can earn meet and greets with them. So you work your butt off to hit goals so that you can do a meet and greet with them. It's not a meet and greet. It's a meet, take a photo, and get out. That's what it is. You'll notice in the pictures, there are two very different pictures. One with me, like, absolutely laughing at Chris Downing because he was making jokes. He gave me this huge bear hug because I told him, I said, you know, I don't even remember how old she was, but one of my daughters has the biggest crush on you. And he was like, well, let me give you an extra big bear hug and you can give it to her. And so, like, he had been making me laugh. So my picture with him, I'm definitely cheesing it up because he was hilarious and very personable, but they would tell him, like, Chris, hurry it up, like, stop, because you're in line to wait to get a picture with them. And then, so I hugged Chris, and then Autumn was next, and it was like, hi, take a picture, bye. I mean, it was like, I am so sorry to put you out to take a picture with me that I earned and that you put out as this big meet and greet. It is not. It is not. They cycle you through super fast, but you get your pictures. So there was that. They have meetings. They will have top coaches. So the top coaches definitely get preferential treatment everywhere. And they will have top coaches do presentations and do different things. You feel like you have to go. I felt bad. My husband felt like he had to go with me. I think that was maybe just the first day. And then after that, he was like, I'll be at the pool. You go have fun on that indoctrination meeting. So you've got those meetings.
Indoctrination means.
Oh, that's hilarious. My watch was just telling me what indoctrination means. And so we would go to those meetings a couple times a day. There would also be workouts. Now, the workouts, and I'm going to I'll cycle through some more pictures of, you know, some official Beachbody pictures from the workouts. How did the workouts go? You have an insane amount of people, and for us, they crammed us into ballrooms. I was looking at this week, they're doing them outside, kind of like on a veranda or something. But there's so many of you, you're not getting a good workout, and they're doing very basic things. They do have coaches up on stage with them working out. They're going to be their friends, just so you know. The low-level coaches are never going to get on stage unless they're buddy-buddy. That's the way it works. So it's the friends of the trainers. It's very much a status symbol. You're not going to get a good workout, but you have to be there because you have to film it, because you have to show how amazing this free trip is. So you film it, you post it, and but then you still feel like you need to do your own workout because you didn't get a workout in. And most likely you're still in the middle of a program. And for me, I felt that I had to stay to that schedule. I've talked about this in some other programs. That is me with my OCD, feeling like I have to do everything perfectly, basically, and follow the program exactly as written. So I felt like I still had to do all of those things, even while I was in Punta Cana. So I still did all of those. If you happened to see someone who is like a Beachbody celebrity, so they would be like the top level coaches, they may gift you with a photo with them, but probably not. It's crazy. It is crazy. They feel like they're Britney Spears or like Kim Kardashian or something. Like they are the elite of the elite, and they don't want to be bothered with you. That would be a kid yelling at his spring break. Sorry. And so, like, it's very apparent. They hold special receptions for the elite coaches and the premier coaches. They get to go to special parties that you don't get to go to. You just don't. But I will tell you this. Where I'm really having a hard time watching these coaches that are in Punta Cana, I miss it. And I think it's okay to admit that. I miss the people that I was in the lower levels with. I don't miss any of the upline coaches that were complete beasts. I don't miss any of them. But my like diamond group, we were all diamond. A couple may have been 1-star diamond. We had a blast, and I miss them. I miss that group. I don't miss anyone else, really, but we had fun. And so I see this, and there is still that part of me that wants that trip, that wants that community. I do miss that. However, knowing what goes on the back end, don't miss that. So these free trips are not free. You're paying a deposit. If you don't hit your sales goals, you are paying to go. You have to pay for your flights. We had to pay for transportation to and from the airport to the hotel. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. They do also have like special drink packages, or some of the restaurants would have additional items that you could pay for. We didn't do that. We were trying to do it on a budget. We were trying to save money. I did a massage there. My husband did deep sea fishing and I did a massage, and it was amazing. Highly recommend. But when they say, I saw someone post about their limitless trip dollars that they get to use. That is not true. I don't know if any of you guys have been to all-inclusive resorts, but they're basically coupons that you can use, whether it be for excursions or spa services or different things. They still cost you money. Plus you're still paying tips. You're still paying, I would say I took quite a bit of money in tips, because I felt like I needed to tip all of the workers, because I'm like, these poor workers have got to be watching this madness going, holy crap, what conceited people that they're just going around taking selfies everywhere. And it just is crazy. One other thing I will say, there was a huge push to run sneak peek into coaching groups from Punta Cana. So we would get groups of people in Facebook groups, people that maybe were our like golden recruits or whatever that we wanted to get into coaching. We would put them in these Facebook groups, and then we would take turns going live. So we would be going live from our hotel or from the beach, talking about what a blessing coaching was and how amazing coaching was, really to create this FOMO, right? To show you could be here too. And I'm watching some of these coaches doing these groups, and it's like, oh my gosh, you're right. You can be there too. You do have to compromise a lot of your values and your integrity, but you can be there too. So these trips are not all they're cracked up to be. Am I going to say that they're awful? No, we had a blast. It was a lot of fun. But for the amount of money that we spent, we could have done our own vacation at a time when there were not 5,000. I think, so the 5,000 get to go, they divided up into two different waves. So like 2,500 in each wave. I'm just telling you. My husband's downstairs as well. I'm telling you right now, you could pay for a much better vacation for just your family and enjoy it a lot more than going on one of these trips. So don't believe the hype. I hope you guys have enjoyed some of my pictures that I have posted from Punta Cana, because oh my gosh, it's a thing. It is a thing. If you have any questions, comment below. I am more than willing to answer anything, except for I will not expose any of the people that I was involved with. I'm not going to say who had to borrow money. I'm not going to say even who my upline was, because she is just one example in a system that is designed this way, and I don't have any love lost for her, but she's still a person. So I won't dish any names. But I will give you the info on what actually happens. So comment below. I'm curious if anyone that follows me went on any of these trips and how it went for you. And if you had some of the same experiences, and if you have some of the same feelings that I do. But I'm going to end now because my husband is going downstairs. He's going crazy with my kids on spring break, and I get to go join them. So comment, like, share, subscribe, all of the things. And I'll see you guys later on this week, because I've got a few more videos for you on some of the other Beachbody coaches. And apparently madness is going to ensue this week on some contests the Beachbody's running. Brace yourself for the Huns.